Introducing the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and many more. The Open Palm Podcast, where the host engages his listeners with inspirational messages, motivating themes, and thought-provoking ideas. Topics include: make more mistakes, how much is your value, don't get right, get going, learning to let go, excellence is a habit, and more. Binge listen today. Subscribe today. It's getting excellent ratings. That's the Open Palm Podcast, hosted by Jerome Shaw. You can also find it on YouTube. Make sure you share it with your social networks and connect on Twitter and Instagram at Jerome Shaw. That's the Open Palm Podcast with Jerome Shaw. Available today on your favorite podcasting platforms. Go listen, download, and subscribe now.
As I have been enjoying my time back here in South Carolina, it's been years since I was here. It's been so many years. But I realized that when I went back to my dad's house, that my room that I spent many teenage years in, and also many upwards years when I went to community college, I spent years in that room, and it was just how I left it. Nothing had been touched, nothing had been changed, everything had remained the same. My father had gone out of his way to make sure that the room was untouched. All the notebooks were still there, the comic books, the video games, the movies, the clothes. It was like yesterday. And just the other day, I was on Twitter, and customary for me, when someone follows me on Twitter, I usually send them a thank you video saying, "Hey man, thank you, I appreciate you for following me. Thank you for following me and supporting, and I hope that you get value from my content. Enjoy the rest of your day," right? And one individual sent me a message back saying, "Hey man, I appreciate the video message. You know, this is cool and all, but you got a smoke alarm in the background that needs to be tended to. Like, I'm just letting you know, man, like, you got an alarm that is beeping right now. Do you realize that?" And so I was like, oh, snap, because I had no idea. I had no idea that there was even an alarm beeping in the background. Now, I want to drive a point home here, that whatever we are not changing, we are choosing. Not only had the room remained the same, but even the smoke detector that had been there years prior, I checked the label, it had been over 7 years that smoke detector had been installed. It had been beeping for years. And not only had I become desensitized to it, to the point that I couldn't even hear it. It took someone on Twitter, someone outside of me, to allow me to realize what was going inside the house. You know? It took that outside perspective to bring my attention to something that was already occurring. I looked up smoke alarms and, because I pulled out the battery and it was still beeping. And I was wondering, how do you turn this thing off? It just keeps beeping. And I looked up that, when the battery is low and the life is low, that it can beep. And some smoke alarms, their life is, up to 10 years they can last. So this thing had been beeping for over 7 years, and no one had bothered to reinstall it or put a fresh battery pack inside. And I want to use this as a parallel for you, because the longer that you neglect things in your life, the longer that you neglect these occurrences, these problems that may be flashing or may be beeping warning signs at you, they may become your new normal. It's like the things in your mind, your mindset. If you neglect the things in your mind that aren't serving you, your subconscious mind will filter that and say, okay, I guess that's who they are. I I guess that's who he is. I guess that's who Jerome is. I guess that's who she is. I guess that's who they are. You know, you say that you're to yourself that you can't remember names, or you can't function, or you're bad with directions, or you know, words have so much power. But if you neglect to solve the problem, it becomes your new normal. It becomes a part of you, and you just accept it as an inevitability. You accept it as an actuality. You just accept it as your new reality. I urge you to check the fire alarm, check the smoke detector in your life that may have been going off, because I looked up on Google and found out that these things actually beep when they need attention every minute or every 30 seconds. So can you imagine? For 7 years, this thing has been beeping every minute for 7 years, and no one has paid it any mind. No one has paid it attention. Could there be something in your life that has been going on for years that has not been tended to, that needs a fresh new battery pack slapped into it? Do you need to revitalize, to renew your life, to refresh your life in a way that you have not been tended to? What has become your new normal? You know, as human beings, we can become accustomed to anything, right? We can, you know, become accustomed to bad health. It can become our new normal. Eating food that doesn't serve us. We can become accustomed to bad relationships. It can become our new normal. Being treated wrongly by other people and just accepting it. Just, you know, never trying to correct the problem, never leaving, never bothering to pursue anything else, and just letting it become our new normal. A poverty mindset, a poor outlook on life, that can become our new normal. Lack can become our new normal. We can get used to anything. We can be accustomed to going through customs, right? Like Kanye West says. But what if prosperity could become our new normal? What if abundance could become our new normal? What if wealth could become our new normal? What if good health could become our new normal? What if a wonderful and great mindset, a gratitude-filled attitude could become our new normal? What if an awesome body could become our new normal? What if exercise could become our new normal? What if feeling good, looking good, smelling good, and having a wonderful perspective and outlook on life could be our new normal? For we are human beings. We have the power and the capability to become accustomed to anything. Anything we neglect can become our new normal. Or anything we project can become our new normal. So what are you resonating? What are you radiating? Project the things that you want in your life. Project prosperity and abundance. Project the life that you want to live instead of accepting the life that you are living today. If the life that you are living today is one that you are not changing, it is one that you are choosing, my friend. Realize that every day that goes by that you neglect, it increasingly becomes your new normal. Don't ignore that smoke alarm, that smoke detector that has been beeping in the background. It may even be beeping right now as you listen to this. As you are listening to this podcast episode, because you are an open-minded individual. I know that's why you're here. You wouldn't have made it this far if you weren't here on purpose. This is all by design. As you are listening to this, evaluate. You know? Maybe do a digital detox, evaluate. Maybe instead of watching that next TV program, pick up a new book, evaluate, reevaluate, examine your life. Start a journal, examine your life. Start a podcast, project your life, right? You could do what I'm doing if you like. This is a wonderful way to put that message out there and impact the life of another while impacting yourself all at the same time. So I urge you, I implore you, and I encourage you to design your life on purpose, to achieve your wealth on purpose, to recreate yourself if need be. Realize that what you are not changing, you are choosing. What you neglect will become your new normal. Pay attention to that smoke detector in your life that is beeping, steadily beeping. But maybe your ears have become less attuned. Maybe your ears have become desensitized to the noise in the background. It might even take someone on the outside to point out to you what has been going on the inside all along. Thank you for listening, my friend. This has been Jerome Shaw on TOP, that is the Open Palm Podcast, here in sunny Columbia, South Carolina. The Open Palm means harmony with the world, understanding our place in the world, using our skills accordingly, greeting the world with an open palm instead of a closed fist. I pray that you received a wonderful and encouraging message from this episode today, and that if you resonated and if you liked it and gained value, that you would spread this, share this message, pay it forward to another like-minded individual who is learning and growing and becoming their greatest version. I don't feel like these messages are heard often enough. So you can do that today through the power of the internet. Many people have asked how to support this podcast, and you can definitely support it by becoming a supporter, opening your browser to anchor.fm/jshaw, and supporting it there is much appreciated. You can also become a patron at patreon.com/Jerome Shaw. As always, my friend, have a blessed day or night, wherever you are. Take care.